Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Tuesday, another TGVGR podcast. Today, we've got something special going on. So, I'm going to bring out Christina and let her introduce you to our special guest for today.
Hello, everybody. And there is a reason I said it so goofy like that, other than, Easter is this month, I believe. But we've got the developers here of Garden Paws, a super cute simulation shop running crafting game where you could play a cute animal.
Yeah, and this was a game that kind of caught us by surprise. I think we heard about it back in November or so. I downloaded a demo of it. I'll be honest, the major selling point was that we could play as a panda. That was like the biggest
Hmm.
thing for me at first that I saw. And then I had no idea. Like when I got into the game, you had all these different skins and faces, and the customization was just incredibly thorough. And so I told Gravehonor about it, and I said, you know what? Here's a game we need to look at. And the game wasn't quite out yet. And then when it came out in December, the day that it came out, I bought copies for both of us. We sat there and we played. It's got like online co-op. It's got pretty much. everything you could want. It's farming. It's like she said. It's crafting. It's building. It's gathering. It's mining. It's just everything. And we did decide to do a co-op stream about 2 weeks ago. And as we were streaming, we got a special surprise guest in the chat. The actual developers showed up.
Actual
The
developers.
actual developers showed up, and they agreed to come on the show. So, Dan and Christina, are you here with us?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey guys. So how exciting!
Squeak.
You guys came up with a video game, and we're gonna run the trailer here. It's gonna run in a loop for you guys to check it out, so you can see this. Um, and see what this game is all about. But here's a exciting thing. You guys came up with a game, basically like, you know what? This is the kind of game I want to play. Nobody else is doing it, so I'm gonna have to make this game myself. And it's a touch of everything. So just tell us how this all got started.
Is that? I was wondering if Dan was going to answer this, but I guess I'll answer this.
Sure, you go for it.
All right. So Garden Pals got started because we wanted to make a essentially relaxing game where you just run around a world as a cute animal collecting flowers. And it slowly expanded from there once we realized like we have too many items, now we need to sell them, now we need to go mining. Dan wants combat, so now we added that, and it's just slowly grown from a really, really small scope of a game to what it is now. Yeah. Is that
Yeah.
the easiest way to answer it, I think?
I think so.
Okay.
Noise.
So based on what you guys started with and where the game is currently at now, what would you say were like your major influences for the game? What is this? Who is this game for? What target audience are you going for with this game?
So it sounds a little bit bad, but we made this game so that we could play it, and we honestly weren't thinking about who would buy it, if anyone at all. We made it because we wanted to play this together. What worked out really well is that our target audience has been anyone from 6 years old to 60 years old, or more than that. We get lots of stories in our Discord of like grandparents playing with grandchildren, or just like casual gamers to intense FPS gamers playing. So
Yeah, the first audience that we thought about was ourselves, but luckily a lot of other people also saw the love and potential in the game.
yeah, the Kickstarter and the Discord has been a really big influence in what we add to the game
Hmm.
for a different genre of people. So,
Now let's talk about that for a second because I'm a person who works in the film industry, and when you work in independent film, Kickstarter is kind of like a staple, and but it is incredibly hard unless
Hmm.
you are willing to spam your social media and pretty much get on everybody's nerves to the point where they unfriend you because you're asking all the time. So how was the Kickstarter process for you guys, and what like what kind of work did you guys put into it? Because you guys did have a successful Kickstarter, obviously.
yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I would say we got a little bit lucky with it. We obviously did a lot of research in what type of gifts people like, what people want to see in it, getting our screenshots already, just making a demo. That was a really, really big thing. Once we put the demo out there, we noticed like just a ton of YouTube videos coming out, publishers wanting to like talk to us, all that kind of stuff. But we didn't do any like paid advertising. We ended up not going with a publisher or a marketer, just out of personal preference. Um, uh,
Yeah, we the demo was certainly a big factor. Like we ended up on the front page of Game Jolt and itch.io with the demo,
and Kickstarter.
and front page of Kickstarter as well.
Mm.
Uh, a lot of YouTubers were recording the demo and talking about the Kickstarter, which helped a lot for sure.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of word of mouth that wasn't directly us doing it, but other people advertising the game for
Hmm.
us, which was great.
yeah.
Yeah.
We did a
Gee,
couple
Titan,
cross
isn't that
promotions.
something? A demo helped them out.
Okay, so yeah,
Hater. I
on,
have to poke him with that every time. I'm sorry.
and I do have to admit, like, we talked about this on the last podcast. I'm the type of person that like I hate playing demos because one, um, right away, if I want to continue playing the game, I can't because it's only a demo. It's limited. And second of all, like I just I don't know. I feel like unless that save file is going to transfer over when I buy the game or whatever, that. But I will be honest, and she can attest to this. As much as I dislike demos, I did download the demo for this game. I did play the demo for this game. I
Mm-hmm.
actually streamed the demo for this game when it was still early on. So that says a lot about how I actually felt about this game.
I'm never gonna let him live it down though.
But okay, so you guys got a successful Kickstarter, you got your game out there, you got it on Steam, and I have to say from the minute it hit Steam, the one of the biggest things that Gravehonor and I talked about was I think it was on the first day of release there was already patches and updates, and it's constantly being updated. Like, you're not one of
Mm-hmm.
the developers that have put a game out there and kind of abandon it and just go start working on the next one. So
And
it
these updates aren't just like patches and bug fixes. They're actually adding, a decent amount of content to them most times.
so in what's happened now? What have you guys added in your most recent patch?
Let me pull up our Steam page. We honestly are always working on new stuff. I don't know how much spoilers you want, but I don't remember what our last update was, which was like a week
Cooking
ago.
was just added, I
Oh,
believe.
the new playable character, the horse.
Oh, yeah,
The
and the
assistant.
mounts. The
So
mounts.
so now you can be a horse riding a horse.
Yeah.
You can also ride. You'll be able. You can ride. I don't know how many Are we allowed to give spoilers? Like,
You're
how?
allowed to.
Wherever you feel like revealing, it's all you.
It's your game. You can say whatever you want.
So yeah, you can ride a sheep, alpaca, cow, horse, goat, like a ton of different farm animals. You're going to be able to ride more animals very, very soon, which is the current expansion I've been working on, which is a giant new island, which is huge compared to the main area. This new area is going to have 2 towns, a bunch of legendary creatures. We're introducing more, a ton of quests, of course, and a lot of just animals, including legendaries.
Right. And
Grapes, guys.
and for any of you who really want to keep up with this, you can actually go to their Twitch page, which is the Bitten Games. I actually just put a link to that in the chat. You guys can actually go there, drop them a follow. They just became an affiliate, so drop them a sub because you never know what that sub might do. They might come through. Like, I heard them talking about randomly dropping stuff into people's worlds. I'm just saying you might get a little sub something. I don't know, but one thing that they do is they actually show you the stuff that they're working on, which some of it's kind of a teaser because I'm sure they're getting tired of asking about this one particular mount constantly every day. Because they saw it on stream for a second. Um, but it's a good way to see what's being worked on and what's probably coming up in the upcoming patches, and also what stuff they may try that doesn't work that ends up not going into the game at all. Um,
I would just say that probably the only thing they could add that would make me squeal and be really stupid about is if they added a giant hamster mount. Which I'm like, I'm done.
a giant hamster mount.
Yes.
Why not a hedgehog?
That would be too spiky to sit on.
But that was what would be fun about it. I will say this. I can't remember exactly what mount it was, but when I popped into you guys' stream the other day, I want to say it was one of the legendary, one of the new legendaries. But you were wearing a ghost sheet, like a a ghost costume while riding it, and it looked so cool because of the way the mount was waddling and it was making the flow of the the sheet looked really cool. So you guys have put in a lot of detail.
That's all Dan's stuff. Dan's the one that does all of our emotes and all that fun stuff.
The animations.
Yeah.
But yeah, in general, I think it's pretty amazing that you guys just started doing it as a hobby because you two wanted to play a game, and then it just became so big that it it just became a project that almost just about everybody wanted to play. So it's like you said, it's for everyone from like little kids to families and grandparents play with their grandkids. And it's like a big family friendly project, and there's so much being added. And like I said, cripes, because I think the main area is already pretty big, and now you're saying an island with two towns and even more stuff and legendary things. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, ah.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a lot. Honestly, when I run out of content, you'll notice like a huge chunk of quests come back in. So the last update, we added almost 30 quests because I was almost out, and a lot of our like higher up players that have like 300, 400, 600 hours in the game were running out of quests too. So then I add like another little chunk in so that we can like keep playing.
Yeah, and with this new area, like there's gonna be a lot of new quests,
A
right?
lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the area is so large too, I'm not going to be letting the player unlock the whole area right away.
Mhm.
Instead, you'll actually have to build bridges, you'll have to talk to the townsfolk, you'll have to um, unlock new areas as you progress.
I love
So,
that.
yeah.
Now let's talk about some of the tameable pets. What can be tamed as of right now? What do you guys have planned for being tamed in the future?
Right now, you can tame a cat, a dog, a rabbit, and there are other animals that you can buy and raise, but they're not tameable in the world. So you can buy and raise an alpaca, a goat, a sheep, ducks, little
Yeah.
ducklings.
Our goal is to have every animal in the game be tameable,
Yeah,
though.
every animal that you can see.
Sure.
Oh,
Now my question is who let all those animals loose back there near the campground?
Well, animals are naturally like if you wander around certain areas, you'll see wild horses running around. You'll see sheep and goats and chickens, depending on where you are in the world.
Sure.
So we definitely took a lot of inspiration from our travels, and that's yeah.
Yeah, we'll let the animals out.
Well, that's good. And you guys are constantly, like I said, I think when I played the demo, there was maybe 4 or 5 types of animals that you could play as. Of course, it was like a billion skin combinations.
mm,
But now you guys are up to what, 8, 9 playable?
I believe we're up to
I
10.
You're
think we
up to
have
We
10.
have
10
10.
and
dang.
over 400 skins.
Yeah, we have a lot of
Because I
skins.
know when I
Yeah,
logged in the first time after buying the game, and I didn't even know, like I was just expecting it to still kind of be around the same stage as the demo. And I remember installing it, and I turned around to her and I said, "Oh my God, you can be a dragon." So I spent the whole first probably 4 or 5 hours of the game as the dragon. And if you guys
Yeah.
haven't
I love how
noticed,
you can change your character any sorry, just any time throughout the game because I love dragons, pandas, cats, and bunnies. I love just about every animal you can be. So I'm like, okay, I played the cat, now I'm just gonna be a dragon, I'll be a panda, I'll be a kitty.
yeah, that's what I was just going to say. If you guys have been watching the trailer as it's looping, you'll notice that they can switch between the type of animal and skins instantly. You don't have to like start over with a new
Mhm.
character. You don't have, it's instant. It's right then. So if you get tired of looking at your one character, you can always switch out. Now, I don't know much about it, but I did see that you guys have some little merchandise stuff going on. What do you got going on with the little figures and everything?
so we bought a 3D printer, and that was just kind of a fun thing for us to do because we
That's
really
how it
like
starts.
yeah. We really like painting them. That's like Dan and I's craft night for when we're not at the computer. We're either like painting or making things or playing board games. Um, and then yeah, we just got some messages where other people wanted them, so we offered them up. It's not something that we're really focusing on. It's just something where if people want them, then they can have them.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, they are time consuming and
Sure.
like
Mm.
not something we
Yeah, have to
super.
sand and then spray paint primer. And it's a
Yeah,
process.
Because
we are contemplating releasing the 3D the object files though.
I'm
Yes.
thinking I'm gonna need that little fox that has like the Okami looking
Hmm.
design on it. You know.
Yeah.
Um. Now you guys, the game is out on Steam. Like people can go right now. They can go over to Steam. They can type in Garden Paws and buy it. I saw that you guys have plans for this to come to the Nintendo Switch, which, by the way, I just bought one yesterday.
Oh,
So,
nice.
Nice.
um, how soon or how late are you anticipating? that migration? Because obviously you guys are putting a lot of work into the PC part of it before you focus on that. But how close are people looking to be able to play this on a portable device?
Our plans for releasing the Switch in December. We're gonna start the ports in June, so hopefully the 6 months will be enough to get it ported and released on the Switch.
It'll be enough time. He says hopefully, but it'll be enough time.
and you guys,
Dan's already released on the Switch.
and you
Yeah, we
guys.
have two games on the Switch.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh,
That's what I was getting ready to ask you. What are the other two games? I know what they are, but tell them what the other two games are that are currently out for the Switch for you.
We have Rocket Fist was my first commercial game, which is a local multiplayer for from 1 to 4 players, where we're playing like a little robots playing dodgeball. It's pretty fun to play with other real life friends around the same couch.
yeah, it's a really good party
Yeah.
game.
The other one is Space Cat with Lasers, which is a roguelike kind of arena shooter top down in space, and you're playing as a space cat fighting against evil rat aliens.
Yeah. So did you guys hear that? It's called Space Cats with Lasers. The title alone should make you go buy it right
Mm-hmm.
now. And okay,
Did you
so
mention what the box?
Well, the box is not on the Switch, it's
Oh,
on
right.
PC and Xbox One.
okay, and is there I mean, without getting into too much like politics or logistics, is it tougher to get stuff released onto the Xbox One than for the Switch because of their policies and stuff?
For sure, yeah.
Okay.
Oh
Uh,
wow, I didn't know that.
First, you need the dev kits, which are these devices that are not exactly the console, but for development. You need to make the game work on those dev kits, which is very different from making it work on a PC. They have special requirements for programming as well, and each of the big companies with their dev kits, they have a list of things that you must adhere to. So, like for instance, if you are playing your game on the Xbox with one user and then you switch to another user, the game it needs to handle that in a certain way to pass certification. So, pass certification is a big problem for those devices.
Okay. Yeah, I've obviously I've never tried to publish a game. I think
Mm-hmm.
the closest I came to doing I had RPG
You
Maker
yeah,
for
you
a little
poked
bit.
around with that to try and make one.
Hmm.
But not like something I would want to like release because I mean it's RPG Maker. But
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of in the same boat like you guys. I was like, okay, so here's what I want in a game. Nobody's making this, and it's like most games have pieces of what I want, but it'll have like 3 out of 4 things or 2 out of 4 things, and I want it all in one. And because I mean, you end up playing a bunch of games and you just feel kind of like unsatisfied. I will say, every time that we've played Garden Pause, it's been hard for us to actually stop. Um, and it's because it's
Just
like,
one more day.
yeah, it's because it's like, okay, well, it's getting ready to turn night, so let's just do one more day.
Yeah,
And
it's like the Harvest Moon effect. Like, oh, just one more day, one more chore, and then it's like 8 in the morning. Oh,
Yeah.
no wonder I'm
Totally
tired.
didn't do that on
yeah,
purpose.
totally. And then of course, little things like anybody that caught my stream and saw it, they have these little things that happen where the shooting stars, and so the stars crash land and you got to go find them. So it's already getting late. I'm not kidding. Like I jumped and was coming down on top of the star when the screen went black, and I did
Aw.
not get it. Um,
It happens.
but I'll get it next time. I'll get it next time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Just one more day.
yeah, and so what else do you guys have, going on? Like I said, I know you're working hard on this. Do you guys have plans for other games or?
Yeah,
Mm,
definitely.
a lot of them.
Um, so I'm the designer between both of us, and we have literally books of games like ready. We kind of dabble and like work on another monster here and there. Should we say what the next one that we?
Sure.
Well, the next one that we're thinking about doing is heavily based on fantasy creatures.
Okay.
Um, lots of I don't know how going to be in the same genre as Garden Paws in the sense that you're crafting, you're building, you're exploring, but it's going to be heavily, heavily based on the story. So
Okay.
it's actually going to have like a definitive start and
Oh,
end.
okay.
Yeah.
So you
So
want
that
a fantasy story with the Garden Paws casual chill feel to it?
Like a rune
yeah,
factory?
Yeah, Rune Factory
I
to the
actually
Harvest Moon
never.
thing, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah. Dan and I both never played Rune Factory, and we hear we should.
Oh, well, if you like Harvest Moon and you want fantasy themes in it, it's pretty much Fantasy Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what people call it.
Now, somebody in the chat says, let them fight stuff. Now, just so you know, here in Garden Paws, they are actually working. I'm not sure which update, but they're working on these dungeons. So why don't you guys go ahead and tell them about what you have planned for these dungeons and where you actually get to choose to go in and fight.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, sure. Right now, I've been working on the procedural generation for the dungeon. I think Christina sent you some pictures on Discord.
Ooh.
It's looking super cool, the dungeons, and very procedural. So every time we go in there, we see something completely different. And like we as developers don't know exactly what we're gonna find in each run, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
Uh, and we're gonna have enemies that are ranging from mushrooms to rock monsters, evil spirits, in a story that pretty much an evil necromancer is animating those creatures, and you're trying to save them by setting them free from this world.
Mm-hmm.
Not killing them, just helping them pass.
Kind of like helping them figure out what they want to do in their life so they can peacefully pass on.
Yeah,
Uh, uh, hey,
Yeah,
Mike.
we want to keep it kind of violence free, but have combat.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like fantasy violence. Nothing really too bad.
So you
Just
just
whack them a couple times
yeah
and they're good.
yeah you have them run around with a big pool noodle and
Mhm.
just pool noodle fight.
it's it's mostly magic based, so wands and stuff, more ranged combat than swords and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
And
going to be really interesting because, yeah, procedural, but also every time you go in, you're going to get power up and different things to kind of boost your character. So every time that you run in the game, you're going to be doing different. So maybe you'll have like speed boost and attack boost. The next time you'll be like tankier, blocky HP character. So
Yeah, we really like these roguelike kind of games that each run is a different run and feels different.
hmm
Mhm.
So we want to have that in Garden Pass. So each run you're getting a different loadout, if you know what I mean.
hmm Now, let's talk about bit and toast games in general. First of all, where'd the name come from?
Uh, when I was making Space Cats with Lasers, I was making it with a friend called Guilherme, and we're thinking about different spaceships for the cats because we had like a pizza spaceship, so the cats flying on top of a pizza, and we had on top of a cheese and all sorts of different silly things. And we're looking for a name for the company back then because we're just starting the company. And his girlfriend suggested us make a spaceship that was a Bitten toast. I was like, oh, that's actually a pretty good name. I'm gonna. Yeah, the company ended up being Bitten toast instead of being
Personally,
a
I love that
spaceship.
name.
Yeah, it was pretty random and it worked out really well. It's a cute name, and the drawing of the Bitten toast is really cute too. It was made by Guilherme's girlfriend.
Yeah, the little piece of toast with a bite taken out of it, but still got the little smiley face kind of
Yeah.
thing. so, um, so I mean, this game at this moment, this is like you guys is like pride and joy.
Yeah, it's the biggest game we ever made, and just gets bigger, just keeps getting bigger, and
yeah,
it's
I'm
really
pretty
great.
sure if we had this idea written down when we first started, we would have been like, no, that's too much stuff.
Yeah, it would have been overwhelming. Like, to make
Mhm.
Garden Paws is a lot of work.
Now,
Yeah.
do you
Even if
think
you
you're
started small.
do you think you're ever gonna get a point where you're like, okay, I think the game is finished, and this is where we're gonna let it end. There's plenty of stuff to do on here. They got 80 hours of playtime for $19. Like, is there ever a point where, or do you think that this is gonna end up staying like that, always kind of ongoing thing?
So we do have a little bit of a cutoff with the Switch. Ideally, we would be able to continue working on this game for like forever if it worked out that way. Um, what we're doing is that June, July, everything that's done, that's what's going to be in the Switch. And if we keep working on it, which we most likely will, then it'll only be available for PC.
Okay.
Yeah. Doing updates on the Switch is pretty complicated, so yeah, it's
Hmm.
gonna be a challenge.
Yeah. Now, I'm only bringing this up because the trailer obviously has been running the whole time, and I see parts of it that I haven't done yet. As far as one thing, which is like building your own house. So,
Hmm.
Mhm.
are there gonna be things where it's kind of like, because I don't know, maybe it's already there, but like, are there gonna be things where you get like can add those type of skins and stuff to like custom furniture and wallpaper and things like that, or is it just gonna be simple?
It's in the plans. It's not in the game yet, but we have wallpapers planned.
Well, the building is in the game,
Yeah,
but
the
we don't
building is in the
have.
game.
Yeah, we're slowly adding to it. We did a community vote, and building was rated the second bottom one. So
Mm-hmm.
that's been like our lowest kind of priority. Right
Sure.
now, we want to add like the. We still have some more cooking stuff to add,
Yeah.
but we just added 30+ recipes.
Oh,
So we're
Gravehonor is
gonna
gonna
add
love the
like
cooking stuff.
Mhm.
No doubt about it.
nice.
First one to cook a fish.
Yeah, she actually found that out when we streamed because I don't think that was in the demo, and she was like, I think I can cook a fish on this grill, and sure enough, there it was. But now you guys have an actual stove and everything where you can.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah,
total recipes are there?
something like 40 or something like that. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
don't.
It's pretty
It's
good.
Atomic's comment that it's weird to see games actually finish. Storyline can finish, but gameplay shouldn't. We're actually adding a couple upgrades that are like very, very end game upgrades that will cost you. The most expensive one will be 1,000,000 coins.
Yeah, they're kind of like the Titan tokens that you spin in my chat. Like you just ready to get rid of them, you just drop them all on random roulette stuff or whatever. um, so yeah, I mean overall, I just have to say like I really do like the game. I can't tell you, and you guys probably heard me say this on stream. I cannot thank you so much for not putting in that Stardew Valley fishing mechanic. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, the fishing was something that took us like a while to figure out what style we wanted, and
Hmm.
then we settled on this one because it's Dan's favorite. He'll zone out for like an
Yeah, it
hour and go
works a lot.
fishing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
In real life too.
that's what he was saying. He was like, I just like to click and splash in the water. I didn't even know you could do that. So when he told me to do that, I started doing that, and of course I missed my fish because I started zoning out on the splashes in the water. I was like,
Splash, splash, splash.
Yeah, and we're gonna add like boxes that you can only obtain from fishing, and you'll have to get like quickly grab the loot box before you catch your fish.
okay,
So there's like a little bit more of an element of surprise, and this like you'll get maybe furniture, or clothes, or skins, just like different items.
Yeah.
We
okay,
really like loot boxes.
nice. Well,
Not that you have to buy for real money.
Yeah,
Like we don't like that.
Yeah.
Like free loot boxes.
yeah.
free ones. Well,
Treasure.
I've never heard of free stuff before. I thought those were all microtransactions. Um, okay, so a couple of other things. For anybody who has tried it or anybody who's wanting to try it, yes, you can play co-op from a distance. I mean, I play it from here, and she plays it from there, and but they are getting ready to do an upgrade on the co-op, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This month we're working on replacing the multiplayer middleware that we're using.
I mean, you say we, but it's Dan. Dan's the only programmer out of the three of us. Tiago's our audio.
now, yeah, that's the question. If so let's say like I made the world that uh Grave Honor and I play in. Can I go play in that world when she's not online, or
Yeah,
is
of
that just
course.
considered offline play?
Uh,
It's the world is the same for offline and online.
Okay.
yeah.
Whoever's the owner of the worlds can play in that world. If you're the owner and she wants to play but you're not online, then she has to play in her own world.
Yeah, it's kind of like how Minecraft has it set up. Like, if she wants to play your host world when you're not there, you would have to send your save file to her, then she can play a couple days and then send it back to you to rehost that world.
And is the co-op like drop in? So let's say like me and Gravehonor have been playing for a while, and we have one of our Twitch viewers that wants to drop in. Can they come drop into that world, or as
Yeah,
long as they have a
definitely.
password or whatever?
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of
Uh,
dropping into worlds, let me tell you guys about release day. So Gravehonor and I are. I don't even. Yeah, you when you brought up Minecraft, I almost said a bunch of really bad stuff, but so release day, Grave Honor and I are installing. We couldn't wait. Like, literally bought it and installed it and started playing. Didn't even like take the time to read anything. We just boom started playing. And when we set up the world, I was like, okay, set for max 2, and then we put this thing on. We hit all the check boxes, and we're just playing, minding our business, and all of a sudden, it's like so and so has joined your world, and I was like, okay, so I just kicked them, right? So like 10 minutes later, so and so has joined your world, and this time Grave Honor called it out, and she's like, who's joining? I said, I don't know. It must be like a glitch or something. And so I kicked him again, and then we waited a little while, and then I actually went and was like reading because I was like maybe I did something wrong. So I was like looking on Steam, trying to look on like the forums or something to see if anybody else had. Turns out, random developer check in, I guess, to see how everybody's experience was, and we just kicked them right out. We're like, hey, we don't care if
I
you made
think
the game. You can't be coming in our world like that.
I
So,
think you set a password, but I think we were on your Twitch too, and
uh,
we're like, "Oh, that's the
Oh
password,"
yeah, I think that.
and then we typed it in. And
dang
we're
it.
like, "I don't know why they put the password up on
Yeah.
Twitch."
Yeah, and that was the other thing. That was like one of. I know it's like it seems like it's so simple, or it might sound like it's insignificant, but the Twitch integration really sold me on this game because
Mhm.
it was like, yeah, okay, you can come here and you can run the shop or whatever, but for your Twitch viewers, like there's nothing more fun than when they hear you open up the shop, and then all of a sudden your Twitch chat just blows up with people spamming emotes, and then all these animals are running
Mhm.
around with different emotes over their head. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Especially when people start getting like really into it. We've seen some streamers where their chat's just like, "I want the poop, I want to buy," and everyone's running around like crazy. And in game, you actually see like above the player's head, like, "I want the poop," like, "I'm here for some flowers." And it's just so cute.
Yeah, so I mean, I definitely and that was something unique. Like I honestly, other than things like what is it, marbles on stream or whatever, I don't know of very many like interactive games where people in your Twitch chat can type and become a random character in the game. It's
Mhm.
I don't know of any other games that actually do that. But I mean, I could be wrong. It could be on Minecraft. I wouldn't know. I never played it.
I don't think it is. I only know like these random NPC Squidward faced people. I don't know anything about them.
Yeah.
There are a couple of games that did some Twitch integrations. Yeah, I don't know about becoming a character.
Hmm.
There was even a roguelike game that was pretty much made for Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that the players would choose what was gonna happen and what kind of enemies you're gonna fight and all this kind of stuff. It's
Mhm.
pretty cool.
And
What
And
just for anybody who's curious, when you integrate with Twitch on the game, it's not giving them your usernames and passwords or letting them post to your Twitch streams, or I don't know, is it?
No, no, no.
I mean, I'm not gonna come on one day and they're gonna be like, Bitten Toast Games is streaming on your channel, like.
Yeah, no, there's no authorization or password. You just type in the channel name and you're connected. Pretty much, it's connecting an anonymous viewer that's reading the chat. That's what it's doing.
Sure. Yeah, so it's not like stealing anybody's information or data mining or anything like that. It's just it's just a nice little feature. Um, I know you guys have like the cave and stuff where you go mining. Has there been any thought about like digging? Just go into a random hill and just dig as far down as you can. I think
I
I've
think you're thinking about Minecraft again.
no. I okay. So here's the thing.
Or like my time at Porsche.
Yeah,
I won't touch Minecraft. Um, I it's just
But it's
ugly.
close enough to Creativerse where
R-
you know certain
exactly,
things like that.
exactly. So there's this like kind of Minecraft clone called Creativerse, which is basically like a super polished version of Minecraft. Like it's actually a very
yes.
pretty game. But after a while, I was like, how far down can I actually dig? And I literally dug till it hit to this one like purplish color block that actually says end of the world. So I've always thought about like what other games might have that, like how far down can you go before the game tells you, look, you need to stop digging and dude, so find a new hobby.
Find a new hobby.
So I didn't know if that was something, cause but you guys have the specific caves and stuff for mining, so I mean you don't really need that. Like,
Yeah, it's not like terraforming, digging, or mining. You just get like the coal and like the nodes from the
and
rocks.
it's not like you need 500 pieces of grass to craft a table or something. So um
Yeah, we did entertain the idea of doing a voxel system.
mhm.
But in the end, we just visually like how Garden Balls turned
Oh, I
out.
Mhm.
love this
Yeah.
art style.
Yeah.
It's so cute. The music might try to put me to sleep once in a while just because I get too relaxed, and I know it's happened with her too. Like we'll play like 3 4 hours, and she'll be like, "I'm tired now. Like I want to take a nap."
It's
Um,
very relaxing music.
yeah, it definitely is, and it's just one of those games that, yeah, sure, everybody's out here playing those Apex and battle royale Tetris or whatever battle royale crap is out there, and they get tilted and they get these, high blood pressure. I mean, this is like the perfect game to just say, you know what, I don't feel like playing League of Legends today. I'm gonna just open this up and I'm gonna just zone out and I'm gonna chill, and it actually
And I'm gonna
works.
run my shop as a chipmunk.
Yeah,
That's
That's
all there is
actually
to it.
like how another way that Garden Paws got started is I play a lot of like FPS and like games like that. And I was like, I want a game to just like chill out, and that's how What the Box also got formed. Because it's like a super chill, relaxing shooter. It's just silly.
okay. See, when I hear what the box, I just keep thinking about that one movie where he's like, "What's in the box? What's in the box?" And they cut the girl's head off and put it in the box or
Oh
whatever.
my
I
god.
think seven.
Yeah, Seven. That was it. Yeah, it always brings back that scene, and I'm like, but yeah, at least it's not Jackbox. I can't
I've never
stand
played
that
that.
game.
Jackbox is a game where people sit around a TV and you connect your phones to the game,
Oh.
and you can there's like a one that you draw stuff, and other people have to guess what you drew. And
Yeah, it's kind of like a collection of digital party board games, sort of.
Yeah, like
That you just use your phone to
Pictionary
connect to
and
it. Some of them
yeah,
can be pretty funny, but the problem is that my one friend, that's sometimes they want to do it a little too much. It's kind of like you need a break from everything. But sometimes it has been pretty funny, and I think this one called Quibble or something. I don't know, but that one could get some funny results.
well, like, it was what, a month or so ago. I mean, Epic Games was giving away the Jackbox Party Pack for free. Like, just go there and get it. And I almost didn't, but at last minute on the last day it was available, I was like, you know what? It's a free game. What the hell? So I have it. It's not installed. It's just linked to that account. So I don't. I doubt I'll ever actually play it. But
Because you'll need I think for the most amusement, you do need a pretty big group of people. I don't think it'll work with two, maybe like three or
yeah.
four more. Mostly because a lot of how those things work is that they'll ask questions to each person personally, and you put in your answer or something, and other people try to guess who guessed it or something like that. So if there's only two people, you're like, well, you said that, and I said this.
now here's a question for you, Dan. For this type of game, um, what what is your computer configuration for this kind of stuff?
I
uh,
actually just built both of them.
yeah. When we started making it, we were traveling around the world, so we needed a laptop that could used for work. So we got an Alienware 17 inches with i7 and a 1070 GTX
Yeah,
or
the
graphics
Malala one.
card, yeah,
Hmm.
and 16 gigs of RAM. That was our our computer for most of the development process until we came back to Canada and we bought new computers,
Yeah, we
desktops.
bought new computers like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Nice.
I basically was building a computer, and then Dan looks over and he's like, "What?" And I was like, "I'm ordering a new computer." He's like, "What?" Okay, I'm gonna copy your cart and then do 64 gigs of RAM compared to your 32. I was like, "Really, buddy?" Like,
so so here's the thing. So either Saturday or Sunday, depending on how schedule goes, and the next time that I am able to stream this game. When you guys came in, I was actually streaming that on low settings. But I actually have new computer parts coming in tomorrow that I'm super
Oh,
excited about. I actually went ahead and caved in and got the Ryzen 2700X, and I've got 16 more gigs of RAM, and it'll all be here tomorrow for me to play with. So I'm,
nice.
I'm excited about that because I noticed the reason why I asked is because when I went to your stream, like I noticed a huge difference in the visuals in the version that you guys were playing versus when we have it on low settings. I mean, like on low settings, you don't see the reflections on the water and that kind of stuff. But when you guys were playing it, I was like, it took on a whole new, it took on an entirely new look from every blade of grass.
yeah, for sure. Like the game looks beautiful on high settings. We wanted to make it so the most people possible could play, so we made the low settings available with turning off almost everything that makes the game pretty. But yeah, the playing it in high is something else.
Well, and the thing is even on the low settings, it still looks better than some of the other games out there.
Hmm,
And
for
I
sure.
my thing is this. Prior to hearing about you guys, I was on board with the My Time at Porsche uh, bandwagon, and I played their game while it was in early access, and oh my god, just the random crashes all over the place. Sometimes you couldn't even get past the opening sequence where he pulls up on the boat to the island, it would crash. And it wasn't
Hmm.
just me, it was everybody was posting about all these random crashes. So when the game finally came out, um, the full version of the game is now like 30 freaking dollars and they still haven't fixed that. Like it still crashes in some of the same spots, but the other spots were so random, like they couldn't even duplicate it, so they can't fix it. It
Yeah, I
just
can't repro.
yeah, it's just and I don't think I've had a crash with this game yet. And again,
Nice.
I'm running it on low, but at the same time, like it's not a buggy game.
Yeah,
It's actually a pretty polished game. It feels good. You see them jumping over these lily pads and stuff here. You can see how smooth the animations, the tails bounce, the ears bounce. It's a very satisfying game to play.
thank you.
And I know we have definitely enjoyed what we've played of it. I know, and that's our thing is we're always looking for co-op games, not just to stream together, but we
Hmm.
get tired of playing Tukiden on the Vita or Final Fantasy Explorers on the 3DS or these co-op games. Like they're fun, but you know most of them just kind of weren't doing the job for us. And
Hmm.
finding this has been one that we've really enjoyed so far.
Yeah, I can see us playing this for a long time.
And
It's
she's
nice.
she's a huge Animal Crossing fan, and this
Yeah.
this has all the feel, especially now that you guys added in like the museum and I mean, it has all the feel. Like if you like Animal Crossing, you'll like this game. If you like Stardew Valley, you'll like this game because it looks better than Stardew Valley, feels better than Stardew Valley. But I understand why people like Stardew Valley. I'm not dissing it. Stardew Valley is okay. Um, but I feel like anybody that actually goes over to Steam and downloads this game, they're gonna enjoy it. They're not gonna have like any buyer's remorse, and you definitely don't have to worry about are the developers gonna abandon the project because these guys are working on this. What pretty much
Hmm.
like every day.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, and like I said, you can go to their stream, which is twitch.tv/Bit and Toast Games, and watch. I mean, you guys were streaming. I think you were streaming yesterday. I think I saw.
I think the day before, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe the day before. We kind of stream like sometimes every day that week, sometimes twice a
Yeah,
week.
we're gonna stream tomorrow for sure. It's on our schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are
we
you
set up
guys
the
gonna set up
schedule.
a like a solid schedule, or are you guys just gonna kind of just stream when?
We set up 2 days for sure that we're going to be streaming every week. So what did we set? Wednesdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. PST. We're for sure going to be streaming,
Okay. So
unless like something comes
and
up.
we can always try to coordinate that too. Like if it's if we're doing a co-op stream of the game, and we're about to end our stream, and I see you guys are live, of course I'll throw you a host and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
So
thanks.
Thank you.
because I mean obviously anybody who's coming there to watch the game has an interest in the game. What better way to trust me, you guys are a lot further along in this game than we are. So they're gonna see a lot more cooler things that you're on your stream. I'm not riding around on legendary mounts or anything.
Yeah, we definitely have content no one else has.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I do want to say I just did not know there are things that you can find out by watching their stream that no matter how many times you play the game. And Gravehonor, I will tell you this too because you probably didn't know, but you can
Mhm.
actually wear the poop on your head.
Oh my god.
I don't know if you knew that,
No,
but
I don't think I knew that.
but there
Even in
is.
the demo, you could already. Like that's one of the things that I did.
Yeah, and so that means whenever you go pick up that golden poop, boom, right on your head. Just golden poop right
That is
there.
definitely showing off your important status of chicken raising.
Now Christina was playing and she had the golden poop hat and she had what was it, a ladybug dress?
Possibly.
It was
Yeah.
like
I kind of switch outfits a lot.
yeah, well, when I was watching, you went up there to, the one that sells the skins in the town, and you said, "Oh my God, this is here, so I'm gonna go
Yeah,
ahead and buy it," and then you just immediately put that on.
yeah.
And then of course you were playing around, and a couple of the other costumes that you put on, like I think the ghost one, like the poop was sticking out the top, so it looked like it looked funny, and but I mean, obviously, anybody that comes there, they're gonna see some early access stuff, probably some spoilers. So if you don't like spoilers, don't go. But if I highly suggest, like, if you're interested in the game, to definitely go look and because a lot of the time you don't get that opportunity.
Mhm.
There's
And it's like like you said, what better way to see all this stuff than from the actual developers and
yeah, yeah,
and I feel like that's gonna be their title, the quote actual
it's
developers.
Actual
I keep
developers.
saying
the
that.
actual developers, right? So, well, okay, so the reason I said that the very first time when you guys came in and I was like, "Oh, the actual developers," is because so many people come in and pretend to be other people or like
Really?
yeah, or there'll be people that come in there and they have stuff like that after their name, like there's like they're a gaming company and then you just find out that it's just, some person that's they wanted to sound like they were part of a gaming team or something, I don't know. But yeah, like it's not like take like a game maker like Rockstar. They're not going to stream and show you the development of Red Dead Redemption 2. Like
And
they're
I
not
doubt they'll pop in and say hi if you're
they're
playing it.
yeah, they're damn sure not going to stop by if you're streaming except to make sure that maybe you've got a legit copy and not a pirated version. Like, oh, I think he's playing with a patch. It says Codex up at the top. So yeah, it was honestly it was a shock. I'm sure you heard the reaction when we actually realized who you were, and it just happened that you guys came in right as one of our viewers, Atomic Prime, did like $100 donation. So it was like so much for us to take in all at once that it was like, oh God, the developers for the game we're playing are sitting in the chat. Somebody just donated $100. Like, what do we say now?
Just
Like,
kick developers.
yeah, yeah, we kicked the developers from the game and here they are, they come to get their revenge. I was waiting for it in the like, hey guys, you're the ones that kicked us from the server, hope you have a nice day.
Please go to Professor House.
Yeah, don't ever try to build anything on our server and then log out because we're gonna come in there and knock it right down. I guess I won't be getting any of those bonus, legendary animals randomly dropped into my world.
Or it's gonna be a talking one said, "Hey, remember when you kicked the developers from the server?" Squawk.
No, okay. So look, just go in and put an immunity code where a developer can't be kicked. Like,
Yeah, you gotta program that
yeah.
in.
So, we got a few minutes left. Is there anything particular that you guys want to talk about? Also, if there's any questions in the chat that you have for these
Hmm.
guys, we'll take in some questions. But yeah, if there's anything you guys want to talk about or promote, or you said you guys stream on certain days. Give us some times and days for people to come check you out.
Yeah, we're gonna be streaming every what was it Wednesdays and we either stream like working on the game, we have lots of spoilers. We do also sometimes stream just like hanging out and chatting. So if you don't like spoilers but you want to like come and talk to us, then we do those as well. Um, I'm not sure what you want to talk about.
Yeah.
The next update's going to be like heavily focused on multiplayer fixes because we do have some like bugs and stuff that only certain people are experiencing. So
Okay.
they've been a little bit hard for us to catch because if they don't happen for us or the 30 beta testers that we have, we push to the public, then there's not much we can do. We just kind of have to
Yeah.
wait for the
Yeah, and,
community
and
to.
and there's never any way to tell. Like you guys have to test it on what you have. So if you're not running an AMD graphics card, you have no idea what problems they might run into or
For
whatever. So they
sure.
have to tell you, or a specific cheap brand of RAM or something that's causing a weird graphical
Yeah,
glitch.
definitely.
We had
Um,
a glitch before that only happened for certain countries because their decimal system is different than ours. They
Dang.
use commas instead of dots.
Yeah.
So
mm,
we had a glitch that happened just with this kind of thing. Like, there's lots of weird stuff that happens in development.
Yeah. And it
dang.
happens with big companies
Yeah.
to small indies, like everyone. So we're gonna be focusing on bug fixes. Yeah, the new island is coming, which is gonna have like turtles, chickens, giant rabbits, dragons, and then yeah, the two new
You
towns.
hear that?
So
And the
Dragons.
dungeon at some point. You don't know if
yeah,
it's gonna be in this, but the dungeon's looking so cool.
yeah, the dungeon's looking really good. Um, and yeah, the dragons are gonna be able to fly around, so
Oh,
that's gonna
you
be fun.
Oh,
you
like my Little Dragon's Cafe.
you're speaking her language now. When you talk about
Your dragon
dragons,
riding a dragon.
yeah.
Oh,
So,
um,
not necessarily related to the game, but I've been looking at the stream here for a little over 55 minutes, but I've seen the graphic for about a week now. I just got to say, I don't know where you guys took that picture, but Dan, wha- are you 14, dude? Why?
what?
How old are you, Dan?
Uh, I'm 29 right now.
You're 29. I mean,
We took this one literally a year ago, like 1 year
Yeah.
ago.
that's insane.
dang.
He looks like the Karate Kid.
He's like an elf and stops aging at a certain point.
Yeah, no,
Are you actually immortal?
we were talking about that because when I showed Gravehonor the picture, she was like, "God, I feel incredibly old right now." And I said, "Why?" And she said, "Because, they're real young and they've put this." I said, "I think you're roughly right around the same age." And she says, "No way." And I said, "No, I believe so, but I mean, he does look extremely young, but
Yeah, maybe it's the photo. I
I
don't
think it's
know.
also the because like right now he's super scruffy and he looks like he's like 35. I mean, I love you, honey, but
When I shave, I got like 10 years younger.
yeah.
yeah,
Also, I think like I don't know, the iPhone kind of that one was taken with the iPhone, and normally we take the photos with like my camera or something. But
yeah. I believe it or not, I actually have the same issue. In about 2 weeks, I actually turned 40, and my 40th birthday coming up, but I shave, and people can't guess my age. Like and of course when
I
I'm
wouldn't really call that an issue. It sounds like you have an instant time machine if you want it.
I mean, well, you've seen it firsthand because she constantly like itchy face, shaved all that off. So, um, she's probably seen it more than anybody else. And I feel like after I shave, I look like a grape. Like like a round face, smooth like a grape. But anyway,
Are you purple?
what's it? Yeah, well, yeah, I'm purple. Um, it's part of my heritage. Um, So yeah, that's I mean that's pretty much it. I definitely want people to go check out the game. Is the free demo still available or
The free demo is still available, yes.
okay?
Yep.
So guys, you can go get the free demo, try it before you buy it. But I'm just telling you right
Is
now,
there a specific link for that to put that into the chat?
Uh,
Maybe.
I'm sure we can find one.
Yeah,
But I'm telling you, the
because I
only
definitely want to try helping to get anyone who hasn't heard about this game in on it if I
yeah.
think they
yeah,
would like
yeah,
it.
you can't post link. It doesn't let
Oh,
you.
I can't.
Yeah,
Aw.
you gotta send a
Oh,
link to
you know what?
Discord.
Give it to me
Oh,
on
the moderator
Discord.
thing.
Give it to me on Discord, and I'll. There you go.
Yeah, it's in chat.
Okay.
I have just the Kickstarter one. It's like the first. It's really high up there.
Yeah, the
Check
demo
it
is
out,
like,
though.
Yeah, it's
yeah, it's
rigged.
easy to find on the Kickstarter.
Yeah, the demo is just that. I mean, it'll give you a taste of the game. So if you're kind of on the fence about whether you may or may not like it, go try the demo. But I'm just gonna tell you right now that by going and downloading the demo and install, you're just wasting time because you're gonna buy it, and you might as well just go ahead and get the regular game and go ahead and install it and save that amount of time. Um,
There's still a lot of gameplay in the demo, like
Yeah.
3 to 4
Yeah.
hours of gameplay.
it
At least.
really is, and for me, there's even a lot more because I don't think I completed any of the actual quest because I'm just too busy hoarding things. So I got at least 12 to 14 hours out of it because I wasn't progressing anything.
Yeah, we have a lot of players like you for sure.
Yeah, that's why we didn't want to do a time lock demo because I personally really hate those. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm just getting rushed through the game when I can't experience it.
Alright, he says
So
in the clip with the snow, is that character's skin white with red on it or clear with like red? You're talking about in this trailer that's playing?
Probably white with red. Might be the Okami skin that you're saying.
Yeah, it's probably
It's
that's what I'm
Fox.
thinking.
I think it's probably like the Okami Kitsune one, just white with red.
Yeah, I'll have to wait. It's about to loop over again, so I'll see it in just a second. But um, you would think by now with it running for an hour straight that I would have
Or is
caught
it
on
like one of those questions like the zebra? Is the zebra black with white stripes or white with black?
to. Yeah, I like the little half-colored bunny that goes running through the log though, like the black and white cookie.
That one.
He reminds me of the black and white cookie from Seinfeld, but you guys are probably too young for that.
We need to make a zebra skin for the horse.
Yeah, some people were saying that. We have so many
Oh.
skins though. We have like
Yeah.
400.
You
Oh
could probably
yeah,
make a
That can come
unicorn
next
one for the
update.
horse then too.
he says in before clear skins where you can see through them. That would be
Oh my
interesting.
Hmm.
Okay, so from what I can see on that clip in the trailer where they're running through the snow, it looks like a mosaic, like stained
Oh,
glass.
it's
Yeah.
stained glass.
That's the stained glass one, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That was the first skin I did that took me like way too long. I got so distracted and carried away. It took like hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say that looked like stained glass. So, yeah, it's cool. You guys will be amazed. Like not just the amount of skins, but like there's literally a ton of like emoji type faces you can put on them, and you can press buttons on your keyboard to give them different facial expressions. Like I press the O button constantly, just especially when
I
I'm
do the
just
dance all the time.
yeah. And now that the dance is on there, I didn't remember if that was in the original one or in the demo
No,
or
I don't think
not.
so.
No.
But yeah, with the dance, I think we did that. Actually, when they did the donation, when we were streaming, we just stopped and started dancing all of a sudden because I mean we had to process everything. So, but yeah, okay. Well, it's a little bit after 4, so we went a little bit over. Not a big deal. But man,
No,
thank you
yeah,
guys so much for coming in and agreeing to do the show. Like it was definitely a blast. You guys are welcome back
Mhm.
anytime.
it
And
Thank
was
you for
lots of
having
fun.
us.
Yeah.
and yeah, you guys go check it out. Go get this game on Steam. I don't. Do you guys know like, is it up to you guys or is it up to Steam? Like when they have like the sales and then it drops down to like 14.99 or something like that. Is that up to you guys or is that a Steam thing?
Like half and half.
Yeah, it's kind of both.
We can do it a certain. I don't know how much are we allowed to say. You can say it because I don't remember the NDA.
Well, Steam has their program sales like the summer sale, winter
Sure.
sale, that kind of stuff. but we can also do the sale ourselves. There's some rules like you can't do too many sales, so you have to wait this long before doing another sale. So both
We are
ways.
going to be going on sale in the summer, so
Yeah,
Okay.
that's something we can say.
Oh,
yeah, summer
okay.
sale for sure.
So yeah, if you guys, like I said, if you have any doubts at all, go play the demo. You'll get hooked, and then just go get the game. It's constantly being updated, and then you can keep up with their stream over at Bitten Games on Twitch, and see all the stuff that's coming to this game. I mean, it's even right now the game feels big. It feels like a big open world,
Oh
and
yeah.
they're adding so much to it. It's going to be even bigger. So
Yeah, the new island is looking really good. Same with the dungeon.
good luck finding
Although I
another
don't know if
another game of this quality with this content for $20. I'm just saying, good luck.
Mm.
Yeah.
Aw.
Because I was
To
just
appeal to so
whining.
many different people's interests.
I was just whining and complaining about how like even the older games that are getting the remakes on the Switch are coming out at like $49 for a game that you
Yeah.
can
And it's just
literally
a
go on.
port.
You can literally go on Steam and buy that same game for $8.99, but on the Switch it's $49. But I'm telling you, it's a good $20. You won't regret it. So go pick up the game, and then you can drop into their stream and let them know what you think. If you buy it on Steam, well, you have to rebuy it
Oh,
on the Switch.
probably. 'Cause I'm pretty sure they'd be
Yeah.
separate.
Probably.
Yeah, just like with any game, I'm sure.
Dan. Dan said probably. I'm pretty.
Yeah, the answer is yes.
Dan's like probably. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to wait for it to come out on Switch, that's fine too.
Hmm.
But at the same time, like like she was mentioning earlier, there there may be things that are only going to be in the PC game because of the limitations. I mean, you're talking about a small
Yeah.
card versus an expansive hard drive. Um,
They might not be able to add everything that they're going to add to the PC if they keep on updating it.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing for sure. And if we do, we're still entertaining the idea of doing cosmetic DLC because some people want like gliders that are like big mechanical wings or funky outfits or something. So that won't ever come.
But trust me, I see the appeal of wanting to play this on a handheld, laying on the
Yeah, or on the
couch.
TV. That could do either way.
You know,
Yeah,
I'll
definitely.
go lay on the
And
couch
seeing it on
and
higher settings, yeah.
yeah, I'll go lay on the couch and fish all day. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
So, but again, thank you guys so much. We're gonna go ahead and call it a day. So yeah, guys,
Thank you guys. It was great to have you here.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
so yeah, Dan and Christina from Bitten Games, and go ahead and go give them a follow, and then the next time they're streaming, it'll let you know, and you can check that out. And thanks to everybody that joined us and for all the follows today. Sorry I didn't call all of you out by name, but I didn't want to kind of like interrupt. I even turned the alerts down so it wouldn't like overpower what people were saying. So, um, but yeah. Oh, and if you go subscribe, they have some really cool emotes of their own. I think
They're the
Christina.
ones they're showing off, I think.
Yeah,
The really cute ones.
I think Christina was spamming them in the chat a while ago. There they go.
Yeah, I was kind of.
There you go. So there's their emotes. So if
Oh my god, I want them.
if you want to sub just for the emotes and use them on other people's channels, that's go do that. It's
Yeah,
worth it.
that's our dog Bella.
Yeah.
She's always appearing in our stream.
Oh yeah, I clipped that video of Bella coming awake
Yeah. So
on the
cute.
thing.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
hilarious. So all right, guys. Well, we'll check in with you again next Tuesday. Hopefully, we'll have some news besides just more bad PlayStation state of play stuff.
Hmm.
more VR game announcements. Battle
Yeah,
Royale.
boy.
Yeah. And yeah, so we're gonna call it a day. Thanks for joining us, and I will catch you next time.
Okay, bye.
yeah.
Bye.